One of the first steps a person takes on their journey from Christian to atheist is when they are confronted with an aspect of their belief that is so profoundly unbelievable to them, and they realize they have never, maybe even out loud, actually faced the meaning and the significance of the beliefs that they held. Nothing has been more of an illustration of that as the videos I've been watching from my mutual Sarah here at Leaving Faith. Every week she does these lives where her prompt is, you don't deserve hell. Basically, she talks about the fact that no one deserves eternal conscious torment, if that is what your belief of hell is. And frequently, she will get into these conversations with people who I don't think have actually said out loud what it is they believe about God and hell. And when she essentially forces them to admit how wacky it is, and she's a lot nicer about it than I probably would be, but when she gets them to actually say out loud, do you believe that a person will be separated from God, whatever that means, if they don't accept Jesus Christ? So then she'll walk them through helping them understand that a person cannot control what they believe. And it still boggles my mind that so many Christians find this concept so hard to believe, no pun intended, that you can't force yourself to believe something that you're not convinced of. She will literally walk a person through a situation, ask them, do you believe in Allah? Or do you believe in Santa Claus, Tooth Fairy, whatever it is? You turn off your belief in God. And they'll say no, they don't believe in Allah, they can't turn off the belief in God. And so they understand, and they admit that they understand that the evidence convinces you, you can't just turn off your belief. So then once they are walked up to the edge that you can't control what you believe, and that this God that they believe in, who they think is just and righteous and loving, will commit people to eternal conscious torment for something they can't control. And don't even get into when she talks to them about original sin and how we're born into sin and how God created this world the way it is, and he's the one who actually cursed people, and if he knew ahead of time who was going to believe him and who was not going to believe him, but he created them anyway, because a lot of these Christians believe that God is the one who creates them, and he creates them anyway, knowing that they're going to go into hell. Then again, do they really have free will? And he's creating people that he knows is going to be eternally consciously tormented. And you can see in real time their gears grinding, their brains short-circuiting, they start contradicting themselves. They'll say one thing and 30 seconds later they'll say something completely different, because when they first said it, they didn't take into consideration God. And then once they're faced with the fact that God did this thing that they disagreed with, then that's where the short-circuiting starts. And you can tell some of these people are the kind of people who are going to go back and they are going to ruminate on this conversation that they had with Sarah, and it's going to start hitting them like, you know what, she's kind of making sense. It doesn't really make sense, this whole hell thing. And for a lot of people, hell was the step towards, not believing any of this is real. And I think what makes it so hard for them, like when someone's debating me, either in the comments or whatever, I know I'm a wise ass, I'm a cynic. It's easy for a Christian to think, I'm going to get mine because I'm such a smart ass. But Sarah is generally like one of the nicest people on this app. And so when you're talking to her, you have to believe that this really nice person who's kind, compassionate, is listening to her story, is going to spend all eternity in hell. It just makes it that much harder for Christians once they start realizing that hell makes no effing sense. And then that's where the pieces start falling down and the dominoes lead to you not believing anymore. If you listen to her lies, I have no doubt in many situations you are seeing the birth of future atheists.